Afternoon world, welcome to Sunday 5th of January. Right, Lions have just bought back our truck, so we're going to put that back in the shed. What? Star date what? Captain's log what? Cheeky madam. What time are you back?
I'll be back by 4.
By 4, all right, I'll see you then. Where do they put the keys? Actually, I need to move that first. My missus is a right tutor sometimes, you know. Right, so yeah, the Wotton Lions borrowed our crew cab Transit this morning. Took me 10 minutes to get it started because it was cold. And I believe, we're going to have a look in a minute, we're going to have a pile of Christmas trees at the back of the shed. Dark in here, isn't it? So I've got to sort out vehicles anyway, because Emma had the RAV yesterday and she's brought it back and parked it right in the middle of the yard. There's probably a good reason why she parked it right in the middle of the yard. I just don't know what that reason was. Yeah, so we'll have a tidy up of vehicles, and then this afternoon Emma and Mikey have gone off for a birthday. I think it's Mikey's birthday coming up, so they've gone off to spend the night away as a couple, away from the kids, which means that the kids have been left with Holly and Mrs. P. They've just left our place, so I've got an hour or so's peace and quiet now. So I'm going to do a few jobs that need to be, well, don't need to be done. I'm going to do anyway, and then I'm going to go in and watch part 4 of my SAS Rogue Heroes, and then it'd be time for our live. So members live today, we usually get about between 80 and 100 as average people, oh the keys are in there, join us for that, which is okay. We do it for the members only ones, simply because those folks who just show that bit of extra support get a chance to be heard. Don't think we need that up there like that. We don't think we need that on. It's alive. Right, see if we can reverse this in here. Shall I go in forwards or backwards? Actually, I think forwards. Something smells a bit nutty in here. So you gonna go around there? Not quite. It was close. So how many people? 3 people. That's one thing with having the crew cab. It just means that everybody, all the volunteers who needed to come down and move stuff around, there's a seat for everybody. So I think it works out quite well for the Lions to borrow this thing, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. It's a bit for the community that I can afford. Okay, that's that battery back on charge again. I don't think the lads are going to need this truck for a couple of days, but just in case. Oh yeah, and one of the guys has left a tabard at the back of the truck, so I'll leave that there. Hopefully it'll dry a bit. It is absolutely wringing wet. Right, I'll put my Defender back in there. I won't be using that today. I will be using it tomorrow or next day though, because apparently Reg has run out of firewood. and he's cold, and everything he's got is outside, uncut and wet, and he's far too busy drying Dad's wheat to cut some logs. So could I take some over for him? I mean, what are you going to say? No? Bloke's 74 and he's drying our wheat. So yeah, Reg, I'll bring you over a bag of logs, mate. Don't worry about it. Right, I think I might. This can go in forward as well, and then I'm going to park that more prettily than it is. Right, so the cherry picker is in for MOT tomorrow. We know it's not going to pass. We already know that. There's a couple of things it's got to have done, so we're probably going to be without that for a few days. That's repaired. It wasn't actually broken, it was just the battery was knackered. Put a new battery on it. Yeah, so tomorrow, guys have got a job to finish up near Tetbury, which is a chipping job, and I think they're going to want my Land Rover and the chipper. And that's okay, because I've only got 2 in tomorrow, because Mike is off, gallivanting. Ewan's not back until week after next, something like that. So he's off with a dislocated shoulder. I saw the x-rays, they were nasty. Right, 1, 2, 3, shut this, sort cattle. The locking system in this barn is pretty basic, but it's also pretty robust. It's all manual, everything has to be done manually. I'm not saying if somebody really wanted to get in here, they could, but not without me knowing about it. That's it. Glove on the padlock. Just to keep the weather out of it, stops it freezing up, because if it freezes up, it's a bugger to get unlocked in the morning. There's something in there that doesn't look like a Christmas tree. It looks like it doesn't belong. What is that? Net? Yeah. We don't want that bit, chaps. I don't know, half a job. Anyway, this is the Christmas trees. Obviously, this is one that didn't get used. This is the Christmas trees from the town's shopfront displays. So every year, you're not a bog standard either, are you? Every year, the Lions put them up. I think there's a little fee involved. I think it's probably a way of earning a few quid for the Lions as well. But yeah, I don't want that. So we'll have words about that. We don't want that bit. They can keep that bit next year. Nord. We don't want that bit either. No. Okay, that's off. I'll bin that. So if anybody has a job for a bunch of Christmas trees before I put these through the shredder, let me know. I know they're quite popular in pheasant pens and stuff like that. Bit late for pheasant pens now, but yeah, if you've got a job, got some poultry or something, you want a bit of cover or something, and you want a couple of Christmas trees, let me know, and I'll put them to one side before I put them through the Zago. That's lucky, still got the spike on from yesterday. So I put 3 identical bales in the feeders yesterday, 2 at that end and 1 at this end. They haven't touched those 2, but only had this one. It seems to be they prefer to feed on the south end. Don't know why that is. It just is. I actually can't see a thing out of the side windows. I know they're dirty, but they're covered in like water mist, vapor. Luckily I can see where I'm going forward, that's okay. Guess which bale I'm going for? Yes, you're right. That one up there. Get yourself a cigar. Right then, I've got to nudge this gate gently because it swings really easy. And if I nudge it too hard, it opens too much and then I'll have an escapee. All right, patience. Patience. Oh, it's exciting. Look at the bale. That'll do. Get back, one. Hello, darling. All right. Right. I've left you up in the air too much now. This is exactly the same as the bale you had yesterday. All right. Exactly the same. Back up. I'm gonna have to muck you lot out tomorrow, won't I? But that will be tomorrow. I'm not doing it today. Mind your heads, mind your heads, mind your heads. Thank you. They want that bale. It's something to do with this end. Yeah, that's really muckier than I'd like, to be honest. But I think the snow yesterday, where it was flurrying around, a lot of it managed to get blown in there, and just that bit of snow, and then the pelting rain. Major muck out tomorrow, I think. So the bed in here doesn't look too bad. Damper than I'd like, but again, that's down to the weather. So that's clean in there. But that is still good enough for tonight. There's no need to refresh that yet. The other side isn't too bad. The yard got a bit wet. Again, we had a lot of rain. In fact, you can still see the remnants of the stream running down the middle of the field. We had that much rain, the drains couldn't cope with it, and well, it was a river, it's now a stream running down through the middle of the field. So, what are you doing in there? What's wrong with you? Oh, hang on a minute, we got a problem. He's not putting any weight on that foot at all. Now, have you been kicked, caught your foot? Problem is, as a youngster, and if I go in there, she is going to try and run, and I don't want doing any more harm. See if I can get to her from the outside. She'll feel less threatened if I look at her from outside. I might have to go and get myself a dose of Metacam and get her in. Well, there's grass growing down here from that. We put one bale down here, and even though it's winter, seeds are germinating. All right, darling. Okay. $2.18. What have you done to yourself? Oh, you are putting a bit of weight on it. I reckon she's turned her hip. Look at the way she's carrying that. That's not her foot, that's further up. I'm gonna go up the house and see, I'm pretty sure I got some Metacam up there. And maybe we'll come down. I'll leave her for a bit because they're all a bit excited for a minute where I put the bale in there. So trying to separate her for the next hour is gonna be a little bit like a rodeo. So 218. I'll pop that down later on and have a look at that. But yeah, there's no cut, there's no sign of a wound or an injury. I think she's either been kicked or she's turned her hip. Getting boisterous. Either bullying or, don't know. But the way she's carrying that leg, she's just touching the floor with the tip of her toe. I don't think it's her foot, I think it's further up.